Hi guys, so today we're going to read chapter 10, One is Silver, the Other is Gold, on Ivy and Bean Take Care of the Babysitter, read aloud by Ananya. So let's get started. One is silver and the other is gold. Ivy and Bean were playing in the living room when Nancy finally finished vacuuming. They were playing doll babysitters. Bean's doll was a kid. She had crawled on the roof and was dancing on the chimney. Ivy the doll was the babysitter. She was having a fit. Come down before you fall, wailed Ivy's doll. Maybe I will, and maybe I won't, said Bean's doll. Suddenly there was an earthquake. The house was a tall stack of books. Bean's doll fell quite a ways. Oh no, my legs are broken, shouted Bean's doll. Luckily, I'm a doctor. Ivy's doll jumped up. Let's put band-aids on them. Too late. The volcano next door is erupting. Here comes the lava. It lifts the house up and carries it for miles. Ivy picked up the attic book and threw it across the room. The babysitter is buried in rubble. Nancy walked into the living room, looking crabby. What a mess. You two can just pick up those books yourself. I'm tired of cleaning up after you. But we're playing, said Bean. We'll stop playing and pick up those books now, Nancy. I want the place looking perfect when Mom and Dad come home. She glanced at the clock, which is going to be soon. That's not fair, Bean started yelling. We're having fun. Suddenly, she stopped. Nancy looked weird. Her eyelids were silver and her eyelashes were blue. She had forgotten to wash off the makeup. Have you looked in the mirror lately, asked Bean. You're colorful, said Ivy. Nancy ran down the hall to the bathroom. She banged the door shut. Bean heard the water running. I guess we don't have to pick up now, said Ivy. She'll still make us do it in a few minutes, sighed Bean. My babysitters clean up for me, said Ivy. So does Leona, but Nancy's not a real babysitter, said Bean. She tossed her doll onto the floor. Playing was no fun once you knew you had to clean it up. She missed Leona. What if Nancy was going to be her babysitter forever? Her parents would like it, and Nancy would like it too because of the money. Ugh. Bean couldn't let that happen. I've got an idea, said Bean. Come on. She got up and walked down the hall, and Ivy followed. Bean leaned close to the bathroom door and said loudly, if it weren't for me, there'd be big trouble. Nancy opened the door. Her face was red and blushed. What? It's pretty lucky for you that Mom didn't come in to see that silver stuff, Bean said. Nancy stared at her for a moment. Okay, thanks, she said. Bean leaned against the doorway. It's almost like I'm the babysitter, she said. You are not, said Nancy. I'm the babysitter. But I'm keeping you out of trouble like a babysitter, explained Bean. Nancy opened her mouth, but she didn't say anything. That's pretty nice of you. That's pretty nice of me, I think. And when we were in the attic, you didn't even know it was because you were down here, said Bean. Anything could have happened to us, Ivy nodded. But you're fine, argued Nancy. But I had to take care of myself, Bean said. What do you want, Bean? Asked Nancy with narrow eyes. Money, said Bean. Since I was a babysitter, I should get some of your money. What? Yeah, Nancy. What? Why should I give you money? I had to do all the vacuuming. But if you had been paying attention, we wouldn't have been in the attic, and you wouldn't have to vacuum, Bean said. I think you should give me $5. No way. Bean shook her head. Mom's going to be mad about the makeup. Nancy looked like she wanted to slam the door, but she didn't. I'll give you $1, she said finally. 5, said Bean. 2, said Nancy. 4, said Bean. Deal, said Nancy. I promise not to tell you two, Ivy. We promise, said Bean. Right, Ivy? Right, agreed Ivy. Nancy looked at the two girls for a moment. From now on, I'm only babysitting kids who can't talk, she said, and slammed the bathroom door shut. Ivy walked back down the hall. That's $2 for each for us, said Bean. I think we'll buy a doll baby. Me too, said Ivy. We can have twins. Just desserts. A tornado had just hit Dolan when Bean's mom opened the front door. Hi, sweetie, said her mother. How did it go? Where's Nancy? Hi, Ivy. Hi, said Bean. It was fine. I don't know where Nancy is. Hi, said Ivy. She made it sound like a siren. Here comes the firefighters. There you are, said Bean's mom as Nancy came in the living room. How is it, honey? Nancy took a deep breath. Bean looked up at her. I think I'm too young to babysit it, Mom, Nancy said. Bean's mom looked worried. Why, sweetie? She turned to Bean. Bean, did you misbehave me? Bean said with wide eyes, I was perfect. Why don't you want to babysit again, honey? Said Bean's mom. She turned to Nancy and brushed her hair out of her face. I just don't like it. Nancy said, I was nervous the whole time. Nervous? What were you nervous about? Asked Bean's mom. Bean wrapped her fingers around her own neck and dangled her tongue out of her mouth. Nancy saw her. I was just nervous. I think I'll wait till I'm older before I babysit again. Too bad, said Ivy. I thought you were a great babysitter. I was hoping you could babysit for me one day. No, said Nancy. Nancy, said Bean's mom, I think Ivy's being very nice. You don't have to babysit if you don't want to, but you may not be rude. Nancy clenched her fist into balls and looked at the ceiling. I'm being driven out of my mind. Maybe you need to take some time in your room then, said Bean's mom sternly. Fine, Nancy stomped off down the hall. Bean's mom looked after her for a minute and then turned to Ivy and Bean. Did something happen while we were gone? Happen? Said Bean. Nothing happened. Not a thing, said Ivy. The two girls finished playing. They laid on the floor, relaxing among the books and dolls. You know, said Ivy, I wish Nancy would babysit me. Yuck, said Bean. Why? I could use more dollars, said Ivy. I want to buy some dirt so I can make my own volcano like Sophie W's. Ooh, that's better than a baby doll, said Bean. Let's use our money for dirt. We should be able to buy a lot of dirt for $4, said Ivy. I want to go all the way up my porch so I can jump on the crater. Cool, said Bean. Tomorrow's Sunday. We have a whole day to make a volcano. Ivy looked at the ceiling. I wish we could make a tornado too. Yeah, that would be fun. Bean thought for a moment. You know, she said, my dad has a leaf blower. Oh boy, Ivy giggled happily. We can blow your playhouse over. Bean's mom came in the living room. I just called your mom, Ivy. She said you can stay for dinner if you want. Yes, yelled Ivy and Bean at the same time. Bean's mom smiled. Smart move. We're having cream puffs for dessert. We are? Asked Bean. She loved how the cream came shooting out and onto both sides of her face when she took a bite. How come? Oh, to celebrate Nancy's first time as a babysitter, said her mother, and how to celebrate how good Ivy and I were at it. Bean, right, that too, said Bean's mom. She left the room. Bean leaned close to Ivy and whispered, can you believe how great this day turned out? And there are still a lot of hours left, said Ivy. That's the end. I hope you enjoy me reading out loud. Ivy and Bean take care of the babysitter. Bye!